remember playing this particular player at another local that was in Union City way back in the day. I might be mistaking him with another Roy player, but Karflo has been putting in a lot of work, you know, these last couple of months, even throughout like quarantine as well. Been playing this character quite a lot. Roy's another very very common character. You know, it's an interesting one to see going up against one who can sort of. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying sort of right there. Literally can build walls and make the character who doesn't have projectiles a little bit harder to approach.
And from what I'm seeing here, this is actually their first time playing against each other here, Steffen and Karflo. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two try to, you know, establish their game plans, try to exert their influence here. And right now, man, Karflo is not only playing at 110%, but he's getting some good punishes out of Steffen just being a little too aggressive here. And that's kind of the problem with Steve. When Steve gets a little too aggressive, especially when you're just kind of just throwing stuff out, it's easy to get that counterplay in really, like, just really well.
Oh, for sure. Especially if, like, you know how, like, your character best deals with the blocks. Like, I remember watching Jen at, I believe, a Platinum Star Monthly play against this very Steve player some many moons ago, about a month or two ago. And he was showing all this crazy different Palu stuff, like how Palutena can, like, down smash on top of the blocks, and it cancels out the lag as that back air is going to take the stock. It cancels out the lag of the down smash, so she could just hit Steve immediately after that. And Roy is definitely a very aggressive character in and of itself, so anxious to see how he deals with the blocks. Going to just poke it twice and then run back in and out. This character, back air is going to take the stock from Steffen, but Karflo and Roy definitely at least has the speed to contest with a character like Steve, at the very least when those walls aren't in play.
You mean to tell me that you can lab against this character? You can try to figure things out?
I know, shocker. I didn't believe it could be. I couldn't believe it could be done. But you know, Twitter.com once it has its shiny spots in the constant sea of darkness that it provides us as the Smash community. Eventually, you do see some good stuff, like that down tilt. That was some good stuff. The stuff out Karflo's recovery right there by the ledge, and now we got ourselves a dead even game, Skiff.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a little bit rough here, but now we're seeing Steffen finally take a little bit of a lead. Ooh, but you got to be careful that cart placement. I feel like that's actually something a lot of people are starting to figure out a bit more, is how to challenge cart. You know, they're throwing out hitboxes a little earlier to challenging stuff, and they're figuring out what exactly allows them to get the advantage on that hit. And I feel like it's going to be more apparent, especially because, well, honestly, we just keep getting more Steves. These kids, they love Steve, man.
Hey kids, they love Steve, my friend. Definitely one of the hypest characters for them to be added to the game, and a deserving one of that. Yeah, you know, right there is the way that stock was taken. That's sort of like the trade-off of playing a character like Steve. I mean, that is one thing we see Steffen do quite a lot as he places a block, like just a couple of block units right above the ledge and to the side of it right there. Like right he has right there to be able to continue strings like that. Exactly, like so he can get like a forward smash or just continue the onslaught a little easier. More often than not, he actually winds up getting hit into the block himself and actually dying because of it. But sometimes he techs off of it as well. You know, it's just on the Steve player and their reactions to be able to get good at that. As the Looney Tunes Anvil going to take the second to last stock from Karflo right here. Even it out one more time.
Yeah, 78%. All rolling right into that forward smash, the strong hitbox as well. That is absolutely going to clean up that game one. Well played from Karflo. Honestly, I feel like this is kind of a tough matchup because Roy doesn't have that like continuous strong hitbox to be able to, you know, deal with some of the stuff like Cloud when Cloud deals with Steve, right? That's just one big, long, just continuous hitbox that has like no weak spots, right? So I feel like that's the reason why Cloud gets so much on Steve. But for the way that Karflo is playing against Steve right now, like he's definitely, even though he's got the weak hit spots on his sword, it doesn't even seem like it's that much of a factor. He's taking his time, you know, he's destroying blocks when he needs to. He's not pushing things more than what really needs to be done.
And he can kind of afford to do that. I certainly agree with what you're getting at here, Skiff, because Cloud not only like, it's not even just a matter of like, you know, like having like that movement like Roy and Cloud definitely share just in their own different ways. Cloud has, he also has that get off option off of me in the climb hazard. You know, Roy, when he's just getting pressured up close like that, not only is he a faster faller or just easier to combo, if I'm not mistaken, on a character who has crazy combos already like Steve. Oh God, and there's that block like I'm talking about, man. That perfect placement right above the ledge. But, you know, Roy doesn't have that get-up option as well, so, you know, it's definitely harder to deal with when he's up close, especially for a rushdown character like him in the first place, so that is one reason that Cloud's definitely got that, but ain't no Cloud on screen right now, it's just a Karflo fighting from behind.
Yep, and it's definitely a little bit rough here, and this is kind of like the big problem so far. It's like the same thing. Whoa! That was
the base. That was
Yeah.
the base of the hitbox right there. Like, he hit him with his armpit, Skip. Did you see that?
Like, I'm pretty sure he was behind him, and I think like Enderman's toes were just sticking out on the other side. That was definitely a little bit wild here, but as you can see, Karflo is keeping the pedal to the metal and is just trying to find a way to get the stock out of here. There we go, finds the back here, evens it up in terms of stocks, but this is where a lot of players, I think, really start to falter against Steve. They see Steve, you know, get that one kind of cheesy stock or get a crazy lead, and then they just start playing like non-stop speeds. Like, bro, slow down, you're gonna get your hits. Like, you can out frame data Steve. You can do that. Like, you just have to take your time.
Not if you poor reaction air dodge into an already pre-displaced up smash like we got from Karflo right there. Up a game so we can sort of afford it, but that's definitely not what he wants. And I sort of agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, I gotta say, Karflo is playing with absolutely no fear right now. I mean, right now he had Steffen in a juggle scenario, which, you know, obviously you're Rory, you're gonna get those up airs, you're gonna get under if you can, like get as much damage as you can. He's got vertical combos as well as horizontal ones. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to be pressing that button too much against the walls right here. And up and above them we go. He had the setup right there, but unfortunately Karflo, he had that placement even better for the ledge right now, my friend. He's still fighting from behind, but definitely not unwinnable.
No, I think he lost his jump.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be it. Unfortunate position there for Karflo. And what I was hoping for is that Karflo, because all that rage was starting to build up, that there was a chance that he'd be able to get back on the stage, get that one stock, and then honestly it's just one opening at the side of the stage. And that's a stock gone from a, was it dancing or double-edged blade? Is that what it is? I forget.
Double-edged dance is the Lucina one. It's something with a B. I'm gonna pretend I know it right now and totally not look on ultimate frame data to get it, because I know it's something with a B. No, it actually is double-edged dance. I'm stupid. There we go. Yeah, same, I thought, you know.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario. Being right the first time when you thought you were wrong. Does that count? Like, can I get that on the board?
Hey, that's called a humble check. You humbled yourself. You said, hey, I think this is what it is, but I might be wrong. That's all that is.
Nothing if I'm not honest, Skiffington. I am nothing if I'm not honest. And we have two very honest characters going on Hollow Bastion right now for game number 3. You know, definitely a different layout this time around than Small Battlefield. The first time around, you know, on that stage, and I believe PS2 was the first one, is that raw F smash is going to take the stock. It's not as easy to get kills like that. The central platform makes, you know, coming out of disadvantage on a stage like this just a little bit more linear, a little bit more telegraphed. It's easier to keep opponents up in the air or trapped by the side on the right of that platform, because getting caught on it can just make your landings just that much more telegraphed. And right there, you're going to see Roy take full advantage of that with a forward smash to the face, up a stock in game 3.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing I guess, like, I'm gonna have to change my opinion on. I thought that Karflo might have just been getting frustrated in that game too. No, he just plays this fast and this aggressive the entire time. That's just what he does. Yeah,
Roy player, man. You know, you already know he wants to mash. He wants to mash. He's gonna do it against. And if there's any character that's sort of like a mash check, if you would, it's definitely Steve for sure, the character who can mash on you by literally holding the button instead of pressing it. But, you know, this is Roy players. I mean, this character has the frame data, he has the kill power, he has everything he has to contest in and of around these crazy walls and hitboxes that Steve has got in play. If he can, my friend, it's definitely a treat to watch a good Roy player do that. You know, a character with no projectiles who just wants to mash in your face so bad, do it against a character who's kind of the anti-mash in that regard, you know?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but that was actually just a really smart position there from Steffen as well. Waiting for Karflo to just land on the shield. It's like he's starting to get a hold of the whole, hey, you know, game 3. I've never seen someone spot dodge the cart. That completely killed my train of thought. What the heck?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, when your hitbox is also a command grab, spot dodging shouldn't be the first thing that comes to mind, but whatever. This is Smash Ultimate. That block actually saving Steffen's bacon right there, my friend. But that forward air, no blocks in sight. Can't exactly tech off the air in this game, not yet. But waiting for a forward air, yes he does, and gets the weak hitbox that time around, but he didn't even really need the strong one. We're going down to last hit, last game, last stock between these two players. Will Karflo make the upset on number 6 in New Jersey? This is going to be a hell of a win for his repertoire if he's able to get this one in, but he's got one more stock to need to do it, Skiff.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see how this one plays out here. I mean, they haven't landed a hit in the past like 30 seconds, but there we go. Finally, Steffen gets things started here a little bit and gets it started hot, 56%, but now it's Karflo's turn. All right, just continuing that forward air train, just trying to bully him right off stage. But you got to be careful, man. I know you want these punishes, but you are starting to get punished harder for just, you know, being way too aggressive with it.
Yeah, you know, dude, you're not Cloud, man. You're not Cloud. You can't be doing those upbees willy-nilly like that. That's the second F smash you've eaten for it, and that's the final bomb that you're gonna eat for it as well in the down smash. TNT setup on the ledge right there. No Ed and Eddie. That one is a Looney Tunes soundbite right there. Shoutouts to Acme for sponsoring Fusion here for Collision Smash. We really appreciate that with the TNT block. Let's take a look at that one more time. It's these upbees, man. Like, oh, again, you are not Cloud Strife. I'm sorry, Roy, but you're not. There's a lot of risk to that, and that risk just didn't match the reward that time around. You know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's how it works out sometimes. I mean, Karflo had a pretty solid game plan going in. He started off game 3 really hot, and I kind of get, you know, just keep doing it. It seems to be working, and unfortunately, it seemed like he just kind of got caught in a loop and wasn't really ready to adapt and when he needed to most. So, I mean, he's not done. He's going to be taking on Melly here in losers quarterfinals. That does mean Steffen, again, will be moving on to winners to take on Jackal. So that should be an interesting game to see how those two play out. There's one thing I saw Steffen do that I thought was really interesting, and I've only seen one Steve do this, and I believe it was a Steve out in Japan. Not a Cola. I think it was a different one. But there's one point in the game, I think it was on the first stocks in game 1, where he actually set up a wall behind him. Now, we see a lot of Steves, they trying to put the wall in front of them so they can get the materials, but he put that wall behind him, and he was just kind of, you know, mining a little bit, baiting Roy to just approach to try and maybe get punished. But even if he did get hit, and he did at one point, he actually bounced off the wall and just basically took center stage for free. Which is actually something I think that a lot of Steves need to be doing more.